What is up everyone? Welcome to a random spur of the moment rough around the edges video. I thought I'd pick up the camera and take you through a few things today because I've got a little catch-up session for a few hours here in IMNC HQ. It's kind of like a mini heatwave this weekend, so it's perfect for me to spend a Saturday afternoon up here catching up with these things. And the next episode that I've got coming out on the channel is going to take quite a while, so I want to get something out in between, and none of the stuff that I'm going to show you today is worthy of its own video really, but I want to show you a few of the cool things that I've got going on at the moment because I've been doing little things that aren't really worth a video but are still pretty cool. So we've got a general kind of update video here today. There'll also be some interesting setup things. I know it's been over a year now since we did this room back up and I got my new setup and it's been going lovely, but we're going to make some tweaks today. Nothing too major, but a couple of important things for the usability of the setup. So I'll show you everything that I've got going on and what we're going to be doing this afternoon. So first of all, I've teased this in a few places, but the next episode is going to be about this lovely Mac Pro, which is different from this lovely Mac Pro that I made an episode on a little while ago. We've got this lovely one. That's going to be one of my classic 2 or 3 hour long ramble episodes. So I need some more time to finish that one off. As you can see, I've got a cinema display on here for a treat as well. I'm really looking forward to getting that one out. I'm not going to give away any more clues or surprises about this Mac Pro, but there it is. It's dominating as they do, you know. Check that out. I'm sitting in my chair and it's sat on the desk there and it's just dominating, isn't it? Absolutely massive, glorious thing. What else have we got going on? Well, today, one of my goals is to transfer all the information from this MacBook Pro to a MacBook Pro that's in this box. I'm going to do a restore from another Mac option in the macOS installer, which is not an option that I do very often, but this particular Mac, this is my 2013 MacBook Pro, unfortunately, check it out. It has a broken screen. Which is a little bit sad. It was a complete accident. My eldest has been using this MacBook for a few months. I managed to pick up a MacBook. Well, I already had a MacBook for 2 of my kids, and then I picked up a cheap MacBook from eBay for my youngest. So they've all got MacBooks now, which is lovely. We've got all the Apple family parental controls and stuff set up. It works really, really well. And it was super cheap because I already had 2 of the machines and then I picked up another machine for like 100 quid or something. But unfortunately with my eldest, there was a slight accident and the screen got smashed. No biggie. We can change the screen one day when we have time and when there's a good screen for a good price. But for now, all I'm going to do is swap the information over to another MacBook Pro. I picked this MacBook Pro up from a buddy for 50 quid. He gave me a brilliant deal. So this is a 2015 MacBook Pro. It's a 13-inch, 128 gig model, which is absolutely fine. And it's fully working. So we're going to do a complete and utter just clone of the system because we've got the parent account and the child account all set up on here completely fine. And I don't really want to go through setting all that up again. So hopefully we can just do a restore from this one, which would be fantastic. Should work okay. So that's something we're going to set to go in a minute and hopefully that'll work out. Next kind of update is, as you can see, these MacBooks are sitting on top of Beige Build. Now, if we have a little look at Beige Build here, it's kind of feeling sorry for itself. We have a quick peek inside. There's no GPU, and that's because I've actually retired this build. For those of you who didn't see the series, it was a problematic build from start to finish, but at the end of the video series, we appeared to apparently get a stable system. Sadly, even though we changed every single major component except the CPU, sadly the Beige build has just been fairly unreliable since day one, and I'm actually retiring it from use because what I've been doing on it primarily is playing games up here. Jess, my wife, has been working a lot of night shifts, and instead of being downstairs in the living room on my own and leaving all the kids up here and using my gaming PC down there, because my main gaming PC is attached to the TV, I've been using Beige build with mixed kind of reliability results. I've been using Beige build, which is an inferior build, up here to play games much more frequently than playing them downstairs. One of the whole reasons that I enjoy having the PC downstairs is because I can still kind of be social and be part of the family if it's down there. But if it's the night time and all the kids are asleep, I'd much rather be up here with them. If I've got nobody to socialize with down there, I'd much rather sit in my office on my chair with my desk and everything and play up here. So what I've actually done as a kind of replacement is I've set up quite a robust solution, which has been working incredibly well for the last couple of weeks, however long it's been, week and a half maybe. Over here, I have got the GeForce 1660 Ti from the build downstairs because I've put the RX 580 from Beige build into the gaming PC downstairs. And I've done that because I've actually installed Bazzite, which is, for those of you who don't know, kind of like a very SteamOS-like Linux distro based on Fedora. It's actually a fair bit more capable than SteamOS because it's a fully fledged operating system, whereas SteamOS still really kind of isn't. If you restore the deck image to a normal PC, there are limitations there, limitations that Bazzite doesn't have. There are quite a lot of advantages to Bazzite. So until we get kind of like a proper SteamOS release, and that becomes a viable option for desktop PCs, Bazzite is really, really cool, and I've been really enjoying it because not only did I fall out with Beige build, sick of Windows, absolutely sick of Windows. So I'll show you something pretty cool. There's my M4 Mac Mini, and here is what appears to be Steam Big Picture mode, but in fact it is not. This is Steam Link. So if we have a quick look here, if I just go through my applications, apologies, as you can see, this is Steam Link, and this is my gaming PC downstairs, and it's streaming up here, working perfectly. And there are so many advantages to using Bazzite, or I guess, you know, there'd be several distros of Linux that would be capable of this, but Steam Link was always a bit of a pain under Windows because for those of you who have never used Steam Link, the PC that's hosting Steam has got to be in big picture mode. And if you want it to be smooth, you want it to kind of boot into big picture, which is not a problem on Windows. But any kind of pop-up or update or any change on startup, which happens more often than not on Windows, will just throw the whole thing. And you need to go down to the host PC to interact with it to get big picture mode back up or close any pop-ups that are stopping the stream. Just a real pain in the ass. With this one, all I need to do is press the power button on top of the PC. I come up here and I launch big picture mode, I launch Steam Link, which communicates directly with Steam. And this isn't called Big Picture Mode. This is actually the deck image of Bazzite. So this install here believes that it's a Steam Deck. I'm basically playing on a giant Steam Deck. So it's really cool, and I've actually been playing through BioShock Remastered like this. These aren't all my games. We've got family sharing setups, so lots of these games are Jess's. It's really lovely now that I can focus 100% on that one PC, and I'm now using that PC both downstairs and upstairs. I must be honest, I saw Steam Link as kind of like a cool gimmick before under Windows. Now, like this, with so much more reliability and zero issues, it's just totally a viable replacement, which is great. Ordinarily, if you're going to install Bazzite on your PC and use it at your desk, you wouldn't really install the deck image. When you've got a living room setup, and especially if you want to do something like this, start communicating instantly after pressing the power button and using Steam Link. Zero input downstairs, by the way, folks. Just press the power button on the PC, walk upstairs and boot Steam Link, and here we are. It's that easy. It's a console-like experience, which is just so cool. And it means I can sit up here, just use my Mac Mini to play, which is great. And it just so happens that I've got a half-decent keyboard and mouse with my Mac Mini setup, so that really helps as well. So that's currently my gaming setup. But one change I want to make today is, hilariously, my monitor is too far away. So I built this setup, as you guys know, with the single pole at the back here, and I've got the mounts on the pole, just the standard stacked monitor vertical mount thing that it comes with. But as you can see, there's quite a distance between my monitor and with the keyboard tray as well. I'm all the way back here, and suddenly a 27-inch screen is not as big as I want it to be. So I've got a couple of monitor arms that we're going to be screwing on today, and my plan is to basically just have the monitors here. As you can see, I can get this monitor a fair bit closer, so I've got that one, and now I want to bring these two forward, which will be a lot more comfortable, I think. But another thing I love about this is my 27-inch Pixio display, and it's a beast. It's an absolute beast. I've got high refresh rate and all that jazz. Because I'm only streaming over the network in 1080p, I can get super high frame rates, which is really nice because there's barely any latency on the network, which is great. And it's hell of an upgrade from playing on this 21-inch monitor with Beige build, because that's what I've been doing. Beige build lived in the corner there, and I've been playing games on this 21-inch monitor with the test keyboard and mouse setup, which has been lovely, but now I've upgraded to the full setup. For the network setup, by the way, I did make one alteration to get this working really, really well and without too many hiccups. Instead of poking loads of holes and being really complicated with the firewall and things, originally my living room network switch was a fully IoT switch. So it was just hosted only on the IoT network. Communication to any of the other VLANs wasn't really possible without specifically stating that communication for the ports or the devices on that switch. What I've done instead is the port that's connected to the PC downstairs, I've put on the main network. I've just changed the port. It is now on the main network, which is lovely. I didn't really have any concerns. I didn't necessarily want the computer down there to be on the IoT network. It was just incidental because it was there with all the other devices. The IoT VLAN is more beneficial for kind of weird smart home stuff and that, you know. For the PC, I'm totally fine having that on the main network, and it just makes the communication a little bit easier for things like this, and it's buttery smooth over the network. So yeah, I've been heavily relying on Steam Link, and it's flipping awesome. But like I say, we need to get those monitors a bit closer to me today because I'm struggling to see. So that's why I removed the 1660 Ti, because it does not play ball with, well, I say that, Bazzite has got drivers for NVIDIA out of the box and it'll work with the 1660 Ti. In fact, I tested it briefly and it works fine. It just doesn't work quite as nice as an AMD card. So I've got the RX 580 in there. Plus, I'm going to be upgrading very, very soon to the Radeon RX 5700, which is flashed to a 5700 XT, so that's going to be a hell of an upgrade. And for anyone who hasn't seen the build video for the PC downstairs, that card has actually got a water block attached to it. It's got a lovely Thermaltake water block on it, and I'm going to be building a custom loop. And there's been a couple of reasons why I haven't done that yet. One of them has been because I've got two PCs, I'm kind of spread thin, so I felt weird about spending loads of money on a custom loop for that PC downstairs, but then using Beige build up here, it was kind of odd. But now I feel like because I'm getting a lot more use out of that system downstairs, I can quite happily build a custom loop. So maybe next month, if I can save up a little bit through this month, next month, we'll get some parts and we'll do a lovely custom loop. That would be crazy. By then I should get the Mac Pro video out and be well on my way to the next project, which would be cool. So that's a big one to look forward to, a really big one. So that's the plan for today. We're gonna mount, I've shown you the cool Steam Link Bazzite setup. Maybe I'll show you more in the next gaming PC video. That would be really sweet. We're gonna mount these monitors closer, at least we're gonna try to. It's gonna be a bit of a pain because we've got to take it all down and I can't really be bothered, but once it's done, it'll be really worth it. But first, I wanna get these MacBooks set up and talking to each other and restoring. And then, yeah, whoops, I'm running over cables for Beige build. I'm going to keep the case, but I'm going to part out the system. Yeah, I'm pretty much done with that build. And annoyingly, it's not even because it's a janky build. I took all the jank out. For those of you who didn't see the videos, all the janky ideas kind of went as soon as I started having problems, and it's still not stable. As unlikely as I think it is, I do think that I've got a CPU issue. I'd love to try the CPU in like a third motherboard, because this is the second board. I'd absolutely love to, but I've swapped out everything. The original drive has been out of the system for a good number of weeks. Still can't get any stability. Memory, I've swapped. Well, you saw a lot of it in the video and I've continued to troubleshoot ever since. So yeah, that build is retired for now. But it's got a nearly brand new power supply and stuff in it, so there's a few handy bits there. So here's this lovely little 2015. It is completely factory reset and looking gorgeous. I've got two Ethernet adapters here because we're going to be doing a restore. It'll be quicker over wired network, so I've got a USB one, and luckily I've got a Thunderbolt one as well. So two of these to work with these older style MacBook Pros, pre-USB-C. Just need to grab a couple of network cables. I still haven't got networking sorted for this test setup yet. That's something that needs to come really soon because I'm always running network cables across the room into the switch, but we will get there. I'll get some power supplies hooked up for these. I've just moved all this stuff back over to close that gap because we no longer need to put a PC there. Yeah, I am beyond done with that idea, as you guys can probably tell. Really, really done with that. Oh, and by the way, for the 50 quid as well, came with a charger. Actually came with a charger. You can't go wrong. Amazing deal from my buddy here. We're connected with chargers. We've got Ethernet on this one. We've got Ethernet on this one. So we're going to transfer the information. This is nice and clean, by the way, folks. Nice feeling machine. It's been well looked after. I've just got to put some feet on it. I've got some feet somewhere that I can put on this, so I'll have a look for those. Ooh, you can directly connect to this Mac. Should we do that? Shall we do that? Because I haven't plugged the other end of this Ethernet cable in yet. Can you do that? It might be a Thunderbolt thing, actually. Maybe it means Thunderbolt. Can you do it over Ethernet? Let's see what it does, man. Let's do to another Mac. Continue. I'm not even sure if you can do this with an Ethernet cable. Oh, you can. How awesome is that? I love it. Sweet. It's doing it. I thought I'd have to dig out a Thunderbolt cable for that. I thought it was going to be like a target disk mode thing. But no, migration assistant. Sweet. That is really cool. I'm just going to let it do its thing. There's not a lot of information on here anyway. It's mainly the settings and stuff. Select the information to transfer. Yeah, we want everything. Everything is ticked. That's cool. It's calculating size. We're just going to continue. So while that's doing that, I thought I'd show you guys quickly before we swap these monitors. I thought I'd show you how well a game runs on this system. Let's open that up and let's play some BioShock. So I happen to be in quite a dark area, which is not easy for you to see. Quite a bit of reflection, but I just want to show you guys the movement, how fluid it is. There we go, that's a bit lighter. I've only got one hand as well. Maybe I should get the tripod out. But yeah, it's just sweet. It is really sweet. And I don't know of a reliable way to measure the frame rate, because even if you did get an FPS overlay running, I think that would show you the frame rate the game was running on the source PC, whereas I'm more interested in the frame rate of the actual stream. But this is running at 144 Hertz, the display is, because it is capable of 180 or whatever it is, 185, but I'm connected over HDMI to the Mac Mini. So that limits us to 144 Hertz, but I can tell that this is way above 60. It's just so responsive and so fluid, and I haven't even got the low latency network option enabled. It's just lovely. It's really lovely. It doesn't need the low latency network option enabled. That would just compress things even more and look horrible when I don't need to gain the performance. I know it's hard for you guys to tell, but it just looks stunning. And it plays stunning as well. Bit of one-handed, what's going on? Have a little look over here. See what's happening. Nothing. Ooh. Okay, I think maybe we should shut this system down and get to swapping these displays. I'm really hoping these brackets are going to work. I should also, as you see, quit to Windows. Brilliant. I love it. Proton is just so cool. I'm dead impressed with all of this. Oh man, I'm absolutely flipping boiling. I've got an idea. When we set the monitor stands up, I will turn my microphone off, we'll play some music, and then you can just watch me do that as a time lapse, because I can't run the fan with you guys. It'll just blow right into the mic. Lighting is horrible. This is a rough video. A little bit weird, but they only had the silver brackets in stock when I went to order for these Duronic. This is the 35 series monitor arm, or D35 or whatever. I'll put a link in the video description. It's a nice modular system. I've used them for a long time. I've got loads of them. I've got them here. I've got them in work. They were the first monitor arms I tried back in the day, and I've always just loved the simplicity. They're not over-designed. They're plenty robust enough. They're just nice, and you can pick up spares for them if you want to change your configuration in the future, or if something breaks. They really are the silver versions, but plain and simple, that goes on the pole. Monitor attaches there, and that gives us the option to come out that far, which is quite nice. So we've got two of those, one for the top display, one for the bottom display. And the only thing is, I thought you could, oh yes, you can, you can loosen that, and good. These pivot as well, so the top display is gonna need to pivot downwards, obviously, otherwise it's weird. We don't need anything from the accessory pack. And here's another one, nice. Okay, cool, let's swap them in. So the MacBook is done. It is ready to rock. There is the parent account. I just need to set up the password for the child account again, and we should be good to go exactly where we left off. So I can shut this one down for now, and that'll go on my shelf and wait for the future. But something a little bit more exciting is this. Check it out. we are now that much closer, which is really nice. Really, really nice. I've tested out the audio because that was one concern I had. As you can see, the speakers are only just poking through there. It's not too bad. You can tell they do sound kind of further back now that the monitor is blocking the sound a little bit more. But I must be totally honest, I am 90% headphones these days. As much as I hate to say it, it's just a fact. When I'm on this setup, the kids are asleep, and that's pretty much the end of it. It's only days like today, if I'm here during the day, if the kids are elsewhere or whatever, extremely rare times that I'll fire the speakers up and listen to some music out in the open here in the room. So I'm not too bothered about that. I'll show you guys what it looks like around the back so you can get an idea. A little bit strange that they only had silver, but I never see it, so that's fine. As you can see, we've got a good angle on the top display. That worked out really well. Cables definitely need some attention. I don't have long enough cables to route through all of the cable management hooks. I need to get one nice bundle coming up the stand and then out to the monitors, but I haven't done that yet. That can wait for the future. Microphone I haven't mounted, webcam I haven't mounted. That can just lean there for now. It's far too hot to worry about that today. But that is, as I fall over the box on my floor, I need to sort things out. That is one heck of an improvement. I'm gonna test it out, but yeah, I can get so much closer now to the screen, which is lovely. It fills my field of view absolutely perfectly, so that's really, really good. Should make things quite a bit more comfortable for me, and we've got a lot of adjustability. We can move up, down, sideways, round and round, whatever. The only slight thing now is, because I've brought these forward, this one seems particularly far away, and this one's at maximum length. So I may get a triple arm for this one, as in triple section. You can get those where instead of 2 sections on the mount, you've got 3, so I can bring it that much closer, then maybe I can get it kind of here-ish. It won't feel so far away, but that's only a very minor detail. That's actually looking pretty good. Yeah, I've messed that up now with one hand, but whatever, you get the picture. So I've just had a little test of the game, and we are absolutely rocking now. I've moved it a tiny bit closer. It is now perfect, and I can see everything. It's much more immersive and enjoyable. On the MacBook side of things, we are looking really, really good. Everything is exactly the same. I've just renamed the computer, and I'm now claiming the backup that the existing MacBook was using. So that's a great success for both little challenges that we had today. We've got this MacBook up and running. Ooh, I'll show you the specs while we're here, actually, because we haven't done that yet. I haven't done it myself yet. So let's have a look and see. So nice. This is the 2.7 gigahertz dual Core i5 with 8 gigs of RAM. 2015 machine, so a fair bit newer than the 2013 it's replacing. And now this means that all 3 of my boys have got 13-inch MacBooks, which is nice because it wasn't all even before. And as you guys know, anyone who's got more than one kid, the closer things are, the better for sharing and argument purposes. No, in all fairness, they've been really good about it, really good. But it's nice now that they're all on the 13-inch screen. It's a little bit easier to handle as well. The 15-inch is really big. I'm going to let this do its thing. I've connected to the actual network now, obviously. That's how it can see the backup. I'm no longer linked to the other MacBook. That's officially on my shelf behind me. I've just got the enemies fighting behind me. I'm safe in my rehabilitation tank pod thing. So I'm going to leave it there for today, folks. Thank you all for watching my little update. I hope you're all doing well. Big shout out to the gang on IMNC Nerdy Natters, and a really big shout out to all of my channel members as well. Oh, and not forgetting, poor little Beige build here. Yeah, it's gonna go in the attic for now, I think, out of the way, because as you can see, I need some space. It was fun while it lasted, and it was a fun video series as well. If you haven't checked out the Beige build series, go and check it out. Anyway, thank you so much for watching, everyone, and I'll see you all in the next episode, which should hopefully be this lovely Mac Pro episode.